What's going on, guys? DIYAndrewFlockhart, and I've owned this truck for 20,000 kilometers now, and I'm going to be talking to you guys about whether I would buy this truck again. Let's get into it. I've got the 5.3 V8 in this truck. I think it does wonders. It's a great engine. It seems extremely reliable. I've got 58,000 kilometers on this now, and I haven't had any issues with it whatsoever. I've had nothing. I've just done regular maintenance and oil changes and such, and that's been more than enough to keep this engine purring. The overall body and style of this truck has been phenomenal. I really like the look of it. I think they did a really good job with this generation of Silverado. I think they nailed it with the look. I really like the front bumper on it. I like the tailgate. I like the look of the truck overall. It's been great. These headlights though, these are terrible headlights. You definitely are going to want to replace these headlights. Higher trim models definitely look a lot better than the two halogen bulbs. I wish I'd gone for a higher trim model in that sense, but overall, I'm still happy. I'll just replace them with some LEDs and it'll be a lot better. Whoever in Chevrolet decided that the Custom should not have a center console that opens, I don't know what you guys were thinking. It's a simple feature. I don't understand it. Like, this seat is a seat, which is, you know, it's nice to have that 6th seat once in a while, but why would you not put a center console in here? This is an option with the upgraded trims that have this center seat, so I don't know what was going on. It can't be costing that much more. Make the lid for it. This Silverado is also this extended cab, and I really like that what they did with these doors. If you didn't have the doors when you had these other half doors back here, it really wasn't much usable space, but now it feels like a crew cab, even though it isn't a crew cab. I wish I had the crew cab though. I like that extra space, but I also really like what they did with these doors. Might seem like I'm nitpicking here, but I'm not a huge fan of these mirrors. I don't really understand why they mounted them so low. Like, most trucks, they'd mount up here, but with this truck, they decided to go low like this. I know that the diesels and stuff, they stick out quite a bit farther. They're nicer mirrors, I would say, but they all mount pretty low. I'm not a huge fan of what they did there. Some other little features that I really like about this truck is that if you click this twice and hold it, tailgate drops down. Unfortunately, it doesn't go back up, but I really like that feature. I really like these steps. I can't really jump up in here just like that, but if I just, you can put your step in and you can climb up here, no problem. I really like that about this truck as well. These steps are also really nice for someone like my dad who is a little older and can't just jump up into the tailgate. He loves these steps. So for someone that's a little older, these steps are great. I'm really not a huge fan of this tailgate button. I wish it had an actual latch, because sometimes when I click this button, the tailgate doesn't actually drop down properly. When it works great, no problems. I really like that it slow opens, but sometimes it'll get stuck like that and I can't actually get the tailgate open. So I'm pressing the button and I'm yanking on it, trying to get it open, and it just doesn't work very well. Backup camera works great. Love it. As long as it's cleaned off, works great. This truck has a 6'7" bed, and it's awesome for when you're trying to haul stuff. I mean, who doesn't want more bed space? So I would definitely go with the 6'7" bed in the future as well. I'm not a huge fan of this cluster overall. I think it's dumb. The only way to change between screens is by rotating this button, which I really don't like. I do like the features within this cluster, but it's not, I just think it's not user friendly. Like, when I'm trying to drive, like trying to reach over the steering wheel to turn this, I just don't think it's a great design. I really wish I had the buttons here. I'm definitely going to be upgrading the steering wheel and this cluster in the future to get the high country cluster, as well as having the buttons here and being able to adjust the radio volume and track with the back on the steering wheel as well. But overall, the gas mileage on this truck is really good. As you can see, for the lifetime of this truck with 58,000 kilometers, I've got 14.1 liters per 100. When I bought this truck, it was at 13.6. And since adding the tires and rims, I think it's gone down. If I turn it to the US here for my US friends that are watching, I get 16.7 miles per gallon, and then as of recent, I've got 13.1 miles to gallon on this trip. But being that it is winter time, I'm not too upset about it. I'm remote starting my truck almost every time I get in it, so I mean, it's sitting and idling, so I'm pretty happy with that. Another thing about this cluster is there's no way to tell your gas mileage or fuel economy unless you're using the trip odometer. So in order for me to figure out what my average fuel economy is, I need to reset this and actually see what my fuel economy is. Other than that, like, it doesn't give me, you know, last 100 kilometers, this is what your fuel economy is, or what you're doing right now. This truck doesn't do it with this cluster, which is kind of a pain in the butt. I'm really not a fan of what Chevy did with this. I don't know what was going on. Obviously this is aftermarket, but they only had one 12-volt plug. This would be for a 120 if I had the upgraded trim, which would be nice. But at the end of the day, there's still only one 12-volt plug. So for someone that runs a dash cam, and then for the fact that I have a heated seat as well, I have to run some sort of adapter. I think it would be better if I had something on the floor here, but overall, not happy with the one 12-volt plug. I've talked about this on previous videos, but the paint in here is totally destroyed. I don't know what Chevy was doing, if they cheaped out on the clear coat or what happened there, but this paint, it's just no good. You're gonna need to be fixing this in the near future, and I can't imagine these trucks in 20 years what the paint's gonna look like. And I've talked about this on previous videos as well. They don't come with wheel well liners. Obviously I have some wheel well liners in here. If you want to check out that video, it'll be up top here, but they don't come stock from the factory with wheel well liners for the custom, which I think is absolutely mind-boggling. I know they're trying to nickel and dime to save people money when it comes to these customs, but what are you guys thinking? Another bone to pick, these seats don't fold down. Maybe I'm mistaken, but I can't for the life of me figure out how these seats fold down with the backs. There's got to be some sort of room back there that you could store, you know, little tiny items and such, but I can't figure out how to get these seats down. I don't think they go down. I think that's a poor design. I mean, there's got to be a little bit of room back there for people. What I do like though is that these seats fold up nicely, and I've got, you know, a homemade box that's got all of my tools and such that I'm gonna need. You know, I've got my tow strap, my my jumper cables, and yeah, I've got, you know, miscellaneous tools down there that I can store, but I can't store anything behind it. I really like this dash. I think it's awesome. It's got Apple CarPlay. It works great. I really like it. It's simple. You've got all the features that you're gonna need. And then you can also just click on your camera and you can see exactly what's going on behind you. You've got a different couple features for that. I really like this. The touchscreen works really well, and overall, it's a great dash. I really like it for a custom truck like this. I think they did a really good job with it. And the final question, guys, is would I buy another 2019 Chevy Silverado 1500 custom trim model? I would. I really like this truck. I think it was cheap enough. I really like it. I think it gets the job done. The only things that I think it's really missing is the cluster. I'm not a huge fan of. I wish it was a crew cab, and I wish I had heated seats. Those are the three things that I really miss on this truck. But other than that, I really don't need any of those other features, and I'm really happy with this truck overall. Thanks for watching, guys. This is my review of the 2019 Chevy Silverado after 20,000 kilometers and 1 year of ownership. Overall, really nice truck, and I think that you guys should go ahead and get it if you're thinking about it. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.